What's up? I'm Dan Random, and today I got stuck right off the highway, stuck in first gear in my 2001 Honda Civic with a 5-speed transmission. Now, I had a feeling that maybe something with the shifter cables here was just getting stuck, or worst case, I was thinking maybe something to do with the detent springs that are these two bolts down here. Now, these are 12 millimeter, and you will have to remove the motor mount bracket to gain access to these. So anyway, I recently put a new transmission in this car, and one of these was missing from this transmission, so I had to pull it off of my transmission. So one of them was actually a tiny bit loose, but that actually wasn't the issue. The issue, I guess it was because one was loose, it allowed the other one that was still tight to slip into the wrong position and lock the transmission in first gear. So luckily I was able to get to a friend's house who had tools, and we were able to pop the transmission mount bracket off and gain access here. So I pulled this one out that was a little bit loose. It just wasn't completely torqued, it was almost finger tight. And then this one, when I used a tool to pop it loose, you felt the car actually shift because it was stuck in first gear, and I guess the e-brake wasn't completely on. I'm actually having a little trouble with the parking brake staying tight. But so the car moved, so I knew that that was the issue. This was just sticking the transmission, something in here was bound up, and as soon as I relieved the pressure, the transmission popped out of first. So this ball bearing, well, there's a ball bearing underneath each one of these bolts here, and they ride on rails, and those bars have like notches in them, and the balls kind of settle in them, and that's what you feel when you click into gear. Like the gear is one of those notches on those two bars. And they have little springs inside here in these detent bolts that help keep pressure on the balls, and that's what gives you that notchy feel when you shift between gears. So if your transmission in your manual Honda Civic, I guess Integra, whatever, happens to lock up in a particular gear, just check these detent bolts, springs, and balls. So I have everything back together and the car works now, so it's time to head home.